Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and this is the Morning Garden. I want to thank you for tuning in. Um, we're just going to talk a little bit today, and we're going to get people that final little piece of information they need to really get their garden going today. I talked to a number of people today at work, and we were talking about growing things. People are actually pretty concerned about starting a garden and the locusts that will the locusts cause a major problem for your garden this year. Will they eat up your crops? Will they tear apart your trees? And the answer to that is absolutely no. Their primary purpose when they do emerge for the 4 to 6 weeks, that is only going to be primarily to mate and pretty much take care of their business on this planet before they go on to a better place. And then you will still have your trees and your garden when they leave. Now, getting into the yard and being able to garden without locusts being on your clothing and your hair, on your tools, that's something you're not going to be able to avoid. It's gonna happen. So it's going to be a bit of a irritant for that part of it. But other than that, they're like I look at them like this. They're going to be like butterflies from another planet. They're going to look different, and they're not going to be able to hurt you or anything like that. No biting, no stinging, or anything of that nature. But there is one creature that will be feeding on these locusts, and that will be the locust killer. Huge wasp. Some suggest that they measure 2 inches across in size. They're pretty big, but they won't bother you unless you do a couple things like get near their nests where they're living. Swat at them when they fly. They'll fly this close to you and cause you to swat at them. And once you do, you're pretty much stung. If it's a female, the males are basically mostly show. They're huge, but they're not as damaging as the female. Okay, got that out of the way. Got that information out there. So yes, you will be able to garden this year, even though locusts are flying all around you for the 4 to 6 weeks, and you'll be just fine. I'm sitting here now. It is incredible, folks. I'm glad to see all of you stopped in. Thank you very much. And if you want to stop and put a little note up there, you can say hello. Oh, thank you very much. Miller's Garden, and let's see, Morning Garden, all gardening family. Thank you very much. I like that. Because we're all family here. We're all family. We're all family. I like that. Let's see. Hello, everyone. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you so much for stopping in. I appreciate each and every one of you. We're going to talk a little bit, learn a little bit about some of the things we're going to need to do when it comes down to gardening. We're trying to get things together and get them ready for the garden season to start. And let's see what we got here. Let's see. Yeah, we're going to say how to start your garden, 10 basic tips that you really want to know, 10 basic steps, if you will, that you really want to know and keep your garden all ready to go. I like to, you're going to have to decide what you like to grow. I mean, that's a good place to start. Find things that will grow well in your location. Find things that you like to eat, and when you find those things, make certain that that it's something that you like to eat because you're going to grow quite a bit of it, and you want to make sure that it's something that you and your family will enjoy. And also choose a location. Now, a location might sound like a simple thing, but I see people sometimes get it a little confused. But finding the right location is absolutely important. You want to find a sunny location that is receiving as much as 6 to 8 hours of sun a day. And depending on what you're growing, some crops require absolute sun, like okra, melons, corn, really like a good amount of sun. So that being said, You're going to choose your location that has a good amount of space that you're going to need to feed whatever size garden you have. Your family is going to need a good sized garden. If you have 4 people, you're going to need a certain size garden. If you have 2 people, you're going to need a certain size garden. And try not to pick a garden that's so large that you can't manage it. Don't do that. I tell people not to do that because it can be tricky when you get them real big and you try to manage a garden, especially if you're not familiar with it. Oh my goodness. Plan your garden bed. Plan your garden beds out. Plan them out, folks, because you want to know if corn's going to be over this side. Because see, sometimes you put real tall crops up, they'll grow and they'll block some from other crops. So you want to put most of your taller items towards the back, or you might want to mix things together. Do it in a lot of permaculture style. You might want to grow everything in rows. I don't grow in rows. I grow in circles. Um, I grow different plants with other plants because I don't say, well, this whole row is going to be corn and this whole row is going to be tomatoes. I don't do that. I grow how I feel I want to grow. I want things to be more natural, and that's why I grow different my plants in different locations. Yes. So that's what I do. And I enjoy it. I said last year I planted cabbage. Was it talking about this small? It's a cabbage's heads. And there's a okay, yeah. Oh, beautiful. Well, you did last year. You planted cabbage. Uh, they grew tall but formed a small head. A lot of times when they're growing small, it's telling you a little bit about your soil. So I would suggest if you really want to find out what's going on, is that you get a soil test because um, a friend of mine showed me on it via video because we can't go around each other yet. You know, we don't know who has what. But long story short, the he showed me his property because just bought a house and he's quite proud of it, and I don't blame him. But he showed me his property, and while he was showing me his trees, I pretty much was looking at his soil. I looked at how the grass was growing, what color was the grass. I was looking at the color of the soil, and I noticed. I said, "Yeah, he's got that really nasty clay soil. He want to put a garden there. He wanted to put a raised bed in. I think he'll go. He'll do a good thing if he put a raised bed in because he doesn't want to invest a lot of money like trying to correct the soil and that sort of thing. He basically wants to plug and play. So I say, yeah, get the soil that you feel comfortable with and that works for you. And if you feel like doing a raised bed or something like a simple 4x8, get it. Do a 4x8. You're all set. You don't have to do a lot of things that a person that grew on in ground would have to do. But you just want to make sure that's what you want to do because a garden is a long-term commitment, and you want to make certain that you're happy with what you're doing. But you will grow food, and you will be happier because you have some control over what you're growing and what goes in your body, and it'll save you cost, and you will love it. All right, let's see what we got here. Everything is looking up. I got people hitting me up right now trying to tell me we need some of your time. But this has got to come first. This is the Morning Gardener Show, and it comes first. This is my family here. It's my family here. Let's see what we got here. Let's see. Now, invest in basic tools. Now, let me tell you something. I have tools from years back. I've been gardening now for about 21 years. And you can, collect quite a, number of tools. You're quite welcome. You're welcome. You can, get quite a few tools. But if you plan on doing it long term, get your tools that you're comfortable with holding. When you go in the store, pick up the shovel, hold the shovel, put it in a position of digging. Feel if it's the right height. Feel if it's the right weight. Feel if it's the right material that it's made out of. The handles, how are the handles designed? Are they comfortable in your hand? Because you're gonna have to deal with this tool for quite a while to help you do your garden. And nothing like having a shovel that's too short or a shovel that's too heavy. If you don't want to handle a real heavy shovel, for instance, um, you want to make sure you get the right tools. Now, um, the only tool I primarily use right now is I bought a spade shovel maybe 2 years ago. It's a beautiful spade shovel, and that's what I bought because I said I want a shovel that's going to be able to do just tomatoes. All I want to do is tomatoes with it, and that's what I'm going to use it for primarily. That's what I purchase many of my tools from garage sales. You can get absolutely great. You can get great tools from garage sales. Um, Tools that someone left there, don't know, they're not going to be used, and they give you very good prices on them, because when you go in the stores today, honestly, they can really sock you for some tools. You got to really shop around. Walmart, if you want to, I'm gonna say Walmart if you want to get something that you don't really. You said shovel. It doesn't have to be the greatest quality, but it just has to do a job. I've gotten shovels from Walmart for as little as $8 a piece. But if you go to stores like Lowe's or Home Depot, you can pay as high as $50 for a shovel because of the quality of the shovel or who made it, who names on the shovel. Excuse me. Excuse me. Now, the only thing I'm saying is that get tools that you're comfortable with and within your price range, and try to use the tools and care for them and keep them clean and put them away at the end of the season. Preparing your soil. Now that there is a loaded grenade, so to speak, because the question, it depends on what you're growing, and I can tell you what you're going to do to your soil, and what type of gardening you're going to do. Because, for instance, a lot of people are telling me, what one gentleman told me, he turned his soil over recently. He turned his soil over. He and his wife turned the soil over, and it was nothing I could say at that point because he already turned his soil over. I don't turn my soil. I don't dig unless I absolutely have to. But there was a time when what I did was I turned the soil over. I tilled the soil each year with a tiller that I used to have, which thank goodness I got rid of because I don't believe in tilling anymore. But I grow everything on top of the soil, and that's what I do. I grow everything on top because I do not grow things below the surfaces if I can help it. But I do use a manure fork with a long 7-foot handle on it, and I loosen the soil by just poking the tool in the ground, the pitch, not the pitchfork, but the manure fork, and lifting, and I'm just loosening the soil up and allowing air to go into the soil. And I do that to create air spaces in the soil. It doesn't cause as much damage as digging with a shovel and flipping soil over and exposing seeds that you do not want to expose because they're going to grow and you're going to have more weeds. So the thing about it is, I want you to know is that you got to care about what you're doing and take your time and gather as much information as possible. It'll make the job a lot easier and it'll make your job more successful. Choose the right seeds and transplants, excuse me. You want to make certain that when you do your seeds, folks, as I said earlier, pick things that grow well in your area. Don't do like some people have done. I've seen them do it. I have done it, where you go to the seed store and you buy seeds and you say, oh, I'm going to grow these. Let's say that it's a type of broccoli, but the broccoli does not do well in your location. And you try and it just won't grow well. Find varieties of corn beans, broccoli, if you will, that grow well in your location. And they do have corn that, for instance, that grows well in Maryland, like Silver Queen grows well in Maryland. It's somewhat adapted to our soil. Uh, we know with the heavy clay, and it doesn't mind growing in those conditions as much. Um, so do your research on what you're going to plant, because it's nothing like coming home. Like I came home with this, and this here I got out of excitement. So you got to watch your emotions as well when you are purchasing plants or seedlings or vines or whatever. This here, this here is my pomegranate, and you see all the leaves on it. That was not on there when I purchased it. This came from my care of the plant. The plant is trying to tell me it's time to go into the ground, and I'm going to try to get this into the ground. If I get some good weather, I might stick it in the ground tomorrow. How about that, folks? I might stick it in there tomorrow and get it started on its way. And then this one here, my pride and joy. It's been damaged a couple of times. I have a cat. And I want to tell you something about growing the hardy kiwi. This one here is a variety that is self-pollinating. Try to look for that because it's really a good deal to get them where they take care, they pollinate themselves. And so the cat started knocking these down. Every day he would knock this plant down, break something off of it or whatever. And cats go for kiwis. They knock them over. They wallow on them. It has an effect on them, if you will, sort of like catnip would have on a cat. So if you put this plant in the ground and you have cats out in the alleys or cats in the neighborhood, make sure you put a piece of chicken wire or something around this and stake it so that the plant can get a chance to get established before the cats try to tear the heck out of it, because they are going to try. And you want to make certain that you have, some protection for the plant, because they are going to go for it, folks. I've come outside and seen that my plant was gone. So cats have done as much as taking them away. Now, hopefully they put it somewhere where it grew. So, you can find it a year later, 2 years later, in an alley. It might be 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10 feet tall. But cats will damage those plants. So that being said, that's good to know when it comes to the importance of choosing the right plants and making sure that they're protected when you put them in their location, if need be. Plants, plant with care, folks. Plant with care. Put your items in the ground. Make certain that you water them on schedule. Make certain that you feed them on schedule. A lot of times, your plants could fail due to the fact that you have not fed these plants. I see people get confused when it comes to fertilization, fertilizing their plants. They get confused. They buy a bag, something like, let me see what I got here, folks. They buy a bag, something like this here, and they'll buy this bag of fertilizer, and they will sprinkle it in a hole where the plant is, or they'll sprinkle it around the plant, and then they'll water it in, and they'll say, okay, that's it. This plant, this food here, even though it's organic, will not start feeding your plants for at least 3 weeks, folks. That's 3 weeks of a plant being hungry. It will not break down that fast to feed your plants. So what you want to do is you want to use that around the base of your plant, and you want to do it once a month. Write it down if you don't understand this, because I'm telling you, this is very important. It's going to help you. It's going to help you, family. It's going to help you. Put down the granulated fertilizer around the plant or in the hole. Most of the time, you're going to do a side dressing after you get the plant planted, and you're going to do it once a month. That's what you're going to do. The fertilizer that you're going to put around there is going to be like the next one you're going to use is a liquid fertilizer, like fish emulsion. You're going to put that on the plant every 2 weeks. And you're going to, mix it up according to the directions on the bottle. It's right there. And you're going to put that, or you got a seaweed abstract that you could use. Does a good job, but fishy mulch is more readily available in most big box stores, and you want to put that around the plant on the leaves, and try to do this early in the morning or late in the evening. Absolute best time to do it is early in the morning. That's what you want to do. And once you do that, you're going to make certain that your plant is well fed and ready to do a good job of growing for you and being beautiful and producing food. I hope that some of this information will help you, ladies and gentlemen. And always remember that the Morning Gardening Show comes on Mondays at 6 p.m. And also remember to subscribe to my channel if you haven't. That way when it pops up, you'll see me pop up and you'll be able to come right to the channel. So ladies and gentlemen, on that note, we got some good information out there. I hope that I was able to help a lot of you, because we're family. We got to make certain that we're going to have a successful growing season this year. And that being said, I want to thank you. And this is the Morning Gardener Show. Have a good day. Remember to keep on growing. Thank you very much.